Welcome back to part 3 of the Genesis coupe rebuild. Last video you saw we tore it all down, got the head off. I did cover the cams and the head with plastic. Now the reason why you cover them with plastic is because plastic doesn't leave any fibers. You know what I mean? That's just an old wives' tale. Wives? Never seen a wife with a tail. But yeah, we're going to continue disassembling this thing, and this is where we left off. So if you haven't seen part 1 and 2, go back and check her out. But for now, put you back in a time lapse, get the oil pans off, and see. We're going to find out 2 things in this video: which cylinder had bits of dust, and 2, how'd the rod bearings hold up? Because I'm curious. So yeah, let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
Pull the rods out, at least the ones I can get to right now. Very important you keep these together. I believe these were torqued to yield. I'll have to double check on that. Oh, not too bad actually. A little score on this one, but not a lot of wear on that at all. So we'll pop this piston out, keep these bearing halves together. Be careful not to bump the crank with the connecting rod. The way these are, they're actually broke intentionally, so the halves fit almost perfectly together. I don't know if this is the right way or not. Yeah, so when the seam is together, you barely even see the seam. I think these are the right way. Close enough. You want to keep these as a pair since they are now wore in together. This one. Now this one doesn't take as much abuse as the top one, but still looks really good. A little scoring, but you know, that just adds character. This one's got a little more scoring on it. Might have had something in the oil, or maybe a piece of aluminum went through it, but again, it's not the end of the world. The outside too. This one's lighter scoring, but a little bit of a wear mark there right in the center. Again, not bad at all. Well, that bearing just fell out of the rod. And this is the rod side. A little heavier on the wear, but nothing cray cray. Ooh, got a little scratch there. Definitely a piece of material went between the bearing and the crank. Ooh, I can feel it. I can feel it with my finger on the crank. Noted. Yeah, whatever it was, definitely went round and round and round until it exited. All right, that's enough blabbing. Let's take a look at them now that we got them all out. So this is going to be the front of the engine, so 1 through 4. So this is number 1. Just checking the rings and the ring lands. Everything looks okay on this piston so far. Skirt looks good. The rod, just eyeballing it, looks like it's straight. So that one looks okay. Number 2 looks okay. No crazy cracks or anything like that that I can see with my naked eye. Rings look good. Oh, we have a crack. Where'd it go? Right there. Crack in this ring land. I don't know how well you guys can see that. But right there at the tip of my thumb. So this ring land's actually split from here to there. Noted. Number 3. Big crack right there. Can see that. Clear as day. So crack from there to there. Oh, another crack there. Another crack there. And a crack there. So that cracked like an egg. Number 4. Cracked right there. Yep. Crack there to there. Other than that, don't look too hateful. You definitely can't have the ring lands cracked though. That's a problem. Now I swear on one of these I saw, yeah, that's a big crack right there. That will do it. Rods look fine. Like I say, I guess these are supposed to be pretty beefy rods. Not sure what rods they are. I just found them laying around. So let's get the rings off. So I'm going to kind of poke at the bear here, as they say. I don't know who says that, but somebody did. I'm going to pull the rings off. There's your top ring. Bottom ring. And the oil ring. It's getting new rings anyway and pistons, so it doesn't really matter if we keep these in order or not. This was number 1. Got a little scoring, a little scrape itch here on the top. I don't know if this one had any cracks in it or not. I can't remember now. This one looks okay. Number 1 looks okay. Number 2. Oh, the ring was holding the ring land in. Well, that'll do it every single time. So that piston, junk. Junko. Another ring land, cylinder 3. Another ring land. Assuming that the rings touched and broke is why that happened. And there you go. Cylinder 4, piston 4. Cracked to hell. It's not my first time I've seen these pistons cracked. That'll do it every time, unfortunately. So, time to order up some pistons, throw them back on the rods, and get this engine back together. I don't know when I'm going to order pistons because they're expensive, but I'm going to figure that out together, okay? Just one at a time. Like I said, these were stock pistons that I had laying around. They were in good shape, looked just like this one. I mean, this one's in really good shape, put new rings on them, and figured they'll handle some power. Well, they did until they didn't. So, yeah, it's the only thing I can think of is the ring gap touched and then broke. I don't think it wasn't detonating or anything like that. I mean, you can see the tops of the pistons are in really good shape, but because this happened under full throttle, about 7,000 RPM, 6,500, and then I heard it let go, and then there was a bunch of oil smoke, as you guys saw in part 1. So, there you have it. That's what happened. I still don't know what rods these are. I have no idea. They seem pretty beefy. I'm not sure, but maybe I'll do some research on these and see what they came out of or what, because they definitely didn't come out of a Genesis motor, a BK, or a what's this motor called? The Jetta, I don't know, something. Anyway, they share a lot of the parts with the Evo, I heard. I don't know, I haven't bought Evo parts for this, but I just trying to get by on a budget, and that's what happens. All right, thank you for watching this 3-part series of the Genesis Coupe rebuild. I'll bring you guys back in part 4 when I get the pistons in. I don't know when that's going to be, but okay, I'll bring you guys back, okay? I'm not scared. I'm not scared this time. I was scared last time because I was never really unsupervised on building an engine, and I didn't want it to fail on camera, but that's what this channel's about, is reality. And sometimes that happens, and it's unfortunate, but you learn from your mistakes. Kind of like this mistake. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this 3-part series, let me know, and look forward to seeing you guys in part 4 when we get new pistons and start putting this thing back together. Until then, take care. Hope to see you guys in the next one.